Yes, Mohit, please come. Please take a seat. So, Mohit Gupta.
Yes.
Mohit, tell us something about yourself. Very briefly.
So my name is Mohit Gupta. I come from Ajmer district of Rajasthan, from where I have done my primary schooling. Then I moved to Kota for my senior secondary education. Then I have done my graduation in electrical engineering from IIT Kanpur. During my undergrad days, I have also worked as a data science intern. After my graduation, I started preparing for civil services and was fortunate enough to be selected as IPS probationer in my first attempt. And currently, I'll be joining training in December. So.
Okay. So, that means you have joined the academy and then taken EA. Am I right?
I did a foundation course in Mussoorie, sir, and then took a leave for 1 year from the National Police Academy.
So, Mohit, what role change do you perceive, if you get into IS from the IPS?
Yes. Sir, the role change primarily would be that IAS deals with a wider governance of a district, let's say, or even if he's an SDM for a sub-district. While IPS is primarily responsible for law and order, traffic management, and if there is coordination with central police force agencies or central armed agencies. So that is one thing, sir. Secondly, sir, in my personal opinion, I think that the ambit of responsibilities for an IAS is wider because he plays a more integrative role, whereas IPS is particularly important because he's in leadership position for the civilian armed force, the police of the district, sir.
Okay. So, how do you assess the internal security of India, the kind of threats that we have ever had, even now, and how are we addressing it? You can just list out few threats, internal threats. I'm not talking of external.
Yes. So there are multiple internal threats. First would be Naxalism that government is claiming that government is sure to weed out by March 2026. Another would be ethnic clashes like the one we frequently see in Nagaland, Manipur. These are an internal issues. So then the terrorism issues are there. They can be sponsored both by inside the country as well as outside the country. Like recently we saw in case of Delhi Red Fort blast. So terrorism is an issue, sir. Another emerging internal security issue is the cyber frauds and the digital transnational crime networks which are emerging and impacting the sovereignty of India. For example, there was a hack attempt at the AIMS as well as Bombay Power Grid. So government is coming up with coordinating agencies like I4C and cybercrime management units in various districts.
So very nice. Mohit, I just want to know your views. We have, whenever a terrorist act happens in India, we have always been looking beyond the boundaries towards our neighbor. Now, the Red Fort incident speaks of something else. It reflects two things. One is that intellectuals are also into this. And number two, maybe there's more of passion than money, which is playing a role, because they spend their own money as the reports have come. Now, how do we prepare ourselves for this internal? Earlier also it used to happen about 10, 15 years ago. But how do we get prepared for this? How do the people, how you as a police officer would like to warn people ki, look, we are now in that threat as well. So you take these, do's and don'ts. Can you just cite some of them?
Sir, I think to start with, I think the issue of white collar terrorism was always there because somebody was always there providing the ideology and leadership. But now it is coming to forefront because the more susceptible people, we have tapped into the more susceptible people and the overground workers are declining. But how can we tackle this problem, sir? Firstly, we need to identify the early markers. For example, even in this case, they were using certain apps like Threema, which are banned in India, and using VPNs located outside India. If our digital forensics could have been a bit better, maybe we could have identified that heat map. Second, sir, especially in the universities, this culture is emerging that people are getting influenced by extremist ideology. IITs also saw cases of that, and recently we saw medical graduates engaging in that. We can, as a police officer, I can appoint a POC in these campus who will have some sort of metric to judge, like loneliness could be a metric and interacting with extremist political ideology could be a metric, so that we could identify the early markers and then act on it, sir. Thirdly, sir, would also be, we need to integrate our database according to my observation. For example, the vehicle which was itself used changed hand more than 10 times and somehow our intelligence agencies were not able to flag it. So that step can be looked into as a
My
bypass.
last question. Prime Minister has addressed the DGs and IGs of the states, just recently at Raipur. What are his, the main issues that he raised before them?
So I can recall two issues that he has raised. Particularly, he has raised the issue, since Naxalism is targeted to be ended, the next major issues would be narco-terrorism, which are emerging, sir. He has also focused on crypto terrorism, which is crypto terrorism and crypto frauds. Along with that, the cyber crimes happening. These
He
are
also mentioned that public perception of police should be brought, a drastic change should be brought in public perception.
Sir, I think if I recall correctly, his vision is to realize the long chain of police reforms that has already been happening, to move from service move from force to a service, sir, from an Irish constabulary system to a metropolitan bobby system, sir.
Thank you, Mohit.
Mohit, you are from Ajmer.
Yes,
You know the meaning of Ajmer. Where does it get its name from?
sir. It derives its name from Ajaypal Chauhan, who was the founder of Ajmer in 7th century AD. It was earlier known as Ajay Meru during his reign, so the branch of it came to be Ajmer, sir, if I recall correctly.
Balupura.
Sir, Balupura, it's basically, my house is located very close to the Aravlis, and Aravlis are very dusty hills. So what happens is, like, what if I recall correctly, earlier it was also a mining area and it was known as Balupura, sir.
You are interested in Indian social issues. Can you name 3 major Indian social issues?
So first would be the caste and how it is manifesting in modern social settings. Second would be patriarchy and issues with gender equality that we face. The third would be the difference between rural and urban, the rural-urban continuum and the fractures that we are seeing. Or if I can frame it better, the conflict between modernization and tradition.
Okay. So you said caste. So do you think caste is getting more strongly entrenched or less entrenched?
So I think there are both facets to it. In the public sphere, it is actually taking on new forms. The political identities as well as the social engineering of elections on caste lines, they are hardlining the caste identities, but at the same time our constitutional prescriptions, our legal act like SC/ST Act and Prevention of Atrocities Act, all of these are declining the public facet of violence against caste. But then again, as Gorie correctly mentions, sir, that caste still remains a reality as far as our marital ties goes, as far as our community ties goes, sir. So caste is playing out, is on the wane, sir, but it is taking in newer forms, in my understanding.
And patriarchy?
Sir, as far as India is concerned, I would assess that the patriarchy is on the decline. That can be seen with increasing female labor participation rate. That can also be seen with the progressive laws that we are bringing. But again, lacunas exist because even in our most decorated corporates, sir, the issues like glass ceiling, glass cliff, we often hear. So that is an issue.
We said rural-urban divide. So what could be the biggest measure to ensure that rural remains rural and urban remains urban? That migration does not happen now.
So I think we need to address the push factors and the pull factor. The pull factors of good cities are that there is better standard of living and more economic opportunity. Whereas since why there is so much migration is because there is primarily agrarian distress. There was a failure of land.
But something major has happened in terms of the connectivity.
Yes, the infrastructure rollout is there. Prime Minister Gramin Sadak Yojana was there, which connected almost all the rural hinterlands of India, sir. So that also fueled migration. That is also one of the pull factors.
So did it fuel migration or did it enable people to go and open industry in rural areas? What would you say?
So I can say there are both factors to it. Since there is ease of travel, there can be more migration also. But when it is combined with other schemes like the urban mission is there, then rural industrialization schemes are there, particularly the MSME and SHG promotion are there. So people are also going back. And a trend is also seen that post-retirement people are preferring to go settle in less polluted and better quality of life rural areas.
Why you not chosen IFS?
Sir, even during my 2023 attempt, IPS was my second preference. I didn't primarily choose IFS because I wanted to serve within the country only, sir. I was not attracted per se to the diplomacy I respect them, sir, but I don't see that I am suited for that role.
And where does Braj start and where does it end?
Sir, I don't know the exact boundaries, but it covers areas of Mathura, Vrindavan, Hathras. All of these areas are in Braj only.
Only UP?
Sir, it's at the
Outside UP?
sir, it's at the junction of UP, Rajasthan. So Bharatpur is also considered an extension of Braj. Sir, but I'll look into the territorial.
Mohit, Ajmer is best known as the place of seat of Dargah.
Yes.
Ajmer wale Khwaja.
Yes.
Can you tell us something about the Khwaja ji?
Sir, the shrine,
Full name and
it's a shrine of Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti, who settled in India in 1192. So when he came to India, he chose Ajmer as his place of residence primarily because it already had a good mix of, there was a mix of cultures prevalent in Rajasthan. Then particularly he propounded the idea of Sufism in India, and it also got popularity with the Bhakti movement that was going on. So these are the facets.
so in what ways, what exact way Sufism differs from mainstream Islam? Can you elaborate on that?
Sir, first would be that they do not focus on literalist interpretation of Quran and Hadith. They say that the devotion to God is through one's personal bonding. Second is they do not focus on Sharia. They do not focus on Sharia, Islamic law, that is. Third is, sir, they use innovative means like song, dance, qawwalis, and it is still prevalent in the shrine of Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti. And fourth is, sir, they promote egalitarianism in the society. The traditional Islamic society was very hierarchical. They say that all are equal in the eyes of Allah. That I can recall.
Okay, so do you think that there is a case for thinking that the Sufi sect of Islam is more tolerant of other faiths compared to the radical Islam that we often hear and hear about and come across?
Yes, sir. I believe that it is more tolerant simply because it never says that their interpretation of the world is correct interpretation. So that's why it does not classify it as extremist ideology. Secondly, it does not.
Yeah, they might say that it is also a correct interpretation, but this is not the final and ultimate interpretation.
Yes. They find resonance with the Bhakti movement also, sir, which was vastly different. So that also proves.
Very well said. And the other thing is, have you heard of an institution called Mayo College?
Yes, sir, I have heard.
It belongs to your place.
Yes, sir.
What exactly is that?
Sir, it's one of the most premier colleges of India. It's a residential campus. It was established by 6th Earl of Mayo.
Is it a college or a school?
Sir, it has both. The Mayo School is also operating. Mayo School is relatively...
Is it called Mayo School or
by your
it's still
school?
called Mayo College?
So, if I recall
The
correctly...
name had to be one.
So can I attempt it, sir?
Yeah, I think you will have to revisit that.
Yeah.
It's called Mayo College,
Yes.
but it's basically a boarding school.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and how old is that?
Sir, I don't recall. I'll read about it.
First, you have to figure out
Yes.
why a school is called a college. You have to figure that out.
I'll read on.
And secondly, it is very, very old, established in 1875 by a Britisher,
Yes.
Richard Burke.
Yes.
Okay, so a historical place and a very eminent boarding school
Yes.
in India. But paradoxically, it's called Mayo College.
Yes,
So
sir.
you have to visit that.
I'll agree to what the distinction.
And it's also, apart from Ajmer's religious significance from Islamic tradition view, there is a Hindu Tirth also there,
Yes, sir.
nearby.
Yes, sir.
Which one is that?
So that is Pushkar, because Pushkar house is the only Brahma temple, and Brahma Tal is also there, the Brahma Tala.
How many Brahma temples could be there in India?
Sir, it's the only Brahma temple. That's why it's very famous, sir. And because Brahmaji was cursed that he will not be revered anywhere except for the place where the flower fell. So that is the only.
So this is the significance, as you rightly said, is that this happens to be the only Brahma temple in India.
Yes, sir.
So that enhances its significance. And who was Brahma's consort? Like Vishnu is associated with which goddess?
Lakshmi, sir, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough. And Shiva?
Parvati.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious. That's likewise with Brahma home.
Sir, I don't know, sir. I'll read it.
It's Saraswati.
Saraswati. I'll read
Now,
it.
Saraswati signifies What attribute of
Sir, it's about knowledge and Gyan. She is the Devi of Gyan, sir.
Devi of Gyan. Just like Lakshmi for wealth. Similarly, Saraswati for wisdom.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And lastly, you have also mentioned cricket
Yes.
as your one of the main hobbies.
Yes.
At one point of time, there was a underhand bowling controversy.
Yes, sir.
That was maybe 30, 40 years back.
Yes, sir.
Could you tell us something about that? What this controversy was all about?
Sir, I can't recall the names, but I think it was Australia versus New Zealand. 6 runs were required of the last ball, and since MCC code didn't explicitly prohibit to ball an underarm ball, the bowler rolled the ball and the match was won, but it was widely criticized, and then the laws were amended, sir.
Yeah. So the bowler involved was Trevor Chappell, the younger brother of Greg Chappell.
Yes.
And that brings us to a bigger question that is going to be my final one. Law and ethics. As an IPS officer, or if you, with our best wishes also, you go on to become an IAS officer, you might be holding a position of SP or district magistrate and many senior positions. So, like what Trevor Chappell did, or his Captain Greg Chappell asked him to do, was unethical but well within the perimeters of law.
Yes.
So, as an administrator, do you think you can compromise ethics and take advantages of the maneuvering that law permits you to guide your actions as an administrator? How far is that? Suppose there is a dichotomy between law and ethics.
Yes, sir.
Which side will you be taking? Because laws can't be perfect, they are man-made.
Yes.
But ethics are divine.
Yes.
So what should be guiding your action more as an administrator?
Sir, in regular course of action where there are established standard operating procedures and laws, regulations are there, as an administrator, it is our responsibility to not only uphold them but enforce them. So, but that being said, if there are certain critical or emergency situations arise, for example, you have to take decision on spot and there is no clear legal prescription or regulatory prescription, then there is no SOP, then you have to take the call in line with the ethics also, sir. But then again, that being said, sir, that cannot be a bypass of law. You have to act in spirit of the law, if not the letter, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Mohit, digital arrest.
Yes.
Are there any provisions in BNS?
Sir, I can't recall it. I'll read about
So
it.
there are no provisions in BNS, right? Supreme Court only yesterday has framed certain guidelines regarding digital arrests. Can you name 3 of them?
Sir, I have not read the
So
judgment.
it has said that all the digital arrest cases have to be looked into by CBI.
Okay.
It has instructed states to ensure that the CBI only gets a free hand to look into digital arrest cases.
Yes.
They are quite significant in the wake of recent controversies. What is the helpline number to tackle cyber crimes?
So there is ERSS, that is 112 that I can recall, for police complaint.
Okay.
And
If you are facing a case related to cyber fraud,
Yes.
what helpline number would you dial?
Can I take an attempt? I'm not
Sure.
So it could be, sir, 198 if I recall correctly.
So, no, the helpline number is 1930.
19.
And there is another cybercrime helpline number 1945.
Okay.
From the policing point of view, please understand what is the difference between helpline 1930 and 1945.
Sir, I will read it.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Name 3 key reforms submitted in the Prakash Singh judgment. 3 key reforms.
Sir, the court directed, first of all, to have fixed tenures for DGPs, at least 2 years, and also for the key field posts like SP and SHO.
Good.
Second was separation of investigation and law and order, sir. Third was setting up police complaints authority in each state, sir.
Okay. Suppose you are a district magistrate in Ajmer.
Yes.
Some communal riots have broken, and the SP has a different view from the DM.
Yes.
How would you resolve that issue?
Sir, my response would be twofold, sir. first of all, in order to contain the communal riots, what I would focus him, I would ask if I am the SP, I would ask the DM to focus on containing the riots, and if we have differences with let's say how to manage the riots in the long term, we can discuss that later. So first is to prevent any casualties that can happen. For that, strict enforcement of Section 144 to prevent that a lot of people are crowding in at one place. That should be done, sir. Now, if there are differences on what our strategy should be like, I think I would put across my points, what my strategy is, and I would listen to his inputs also. But then again, sir, we have clearly demarcated domains. I have to ensure that there are no further casualties and law and order issues are not there. Although he will supervise me, the DM will supervise me, but if his actions are oriented more towards consultation, and let's say the community should talk to each other, but I will make sure that both these plans are not at conflict. The dialogue between us, first of all, dialogue should be clear, sir. Secondly, we should have a clear long-term, mid-term and short-term strategy, immediate strategy. And third, we should ensure that whatever decisions we are taking are not coming from our ego, that I hold certain post and you hold certain post.
Okay. What are the reasons that India is signing free trade agreements with different countries rather than resorting to multilateral arrangements or agreements?
Sir, there are multiple reasons. First of all, because like we have seen that various countries are bypassing WTO, and even the USA, which controls a large amount of global trade, has said that it will withdraw from WTO. So the salience of such multilateral institutions are decreasing. And then again, when we see unilateral actions from countries like USA, which is imposing tariffs, or China, which is saying that we'll have a trade embargo with respect to rare earth minerals, we need to ensure that our export basket as well as our basket and market both are diversified. So therefore, we are going for FTAs. And thirdly, sir, we are leveraging, rather than since these multilateral institutions have a defunct dispute settlement mechanism, we can't actually resolve the dispute as can be seen in the case of WTO or even UNCTAD. What we are doing is we are resolving the disputes at the bilateral level and coming up with a plan which can work for both of us.
Okay. One last question. When is India going to sign bilateral trade agreement with US?
Sir, if I recall correctly, 5 rounds of talks are already over and we are at an advanced stage of finalizing. But last time Commerce Minister announced that it will be soon, but not at the cost of India's national interest. I don't recall the date, sir, if they have announced.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Mohit, you are from Rajasthan.
Yes.
Now, Rajasthan has brought an anti-conversion law.
Yes.
Now, what exactly and it is believed that it is a very stringent law. Do you think that India needs anti-conversion laws? And the matter has already gone to the court also, the Rajasthan Act also.
Yes.
What do you have to say?
Sir, our Article 25 of our Constitution clearly says that we have the right to practice, profess and propagate our religion. But then again, Supreme Court in multiple rulings have said that this propagation should not be forced conversions. What usually happens at ground level is the people who are socio-economically deprived, they are lured by various, let's say, religious sects or missionaries or whatever to join their cult and religion, and they are promised certain financial incentives for that. Now, these laws are primarily aimed to curb these forcible conversions, first of all. Secondly, if a person is having a voluntary conversion, the legal rationale goes behind that, goes like that he or she should not have any issues in declaring it beforehand, like the 30-day notice provisions which are there, sir. So, but then again, these laws can be weaponized because there are certain minorities which operate and they are very proselytizing in nature by their way.
Are you in favor of anti-conversion, such stringent anti-conversion? Because if there is any fraud in marriage, it can happen within one religion also.
Yes.
A Hindu marriage could also result in fraudulent marriage. It can be nullified by the laws which are existing.
Yes.
Your anti-conversion law says that even if the marriage is done fraudulently, that you can be imprisoned.
Yes, sir.
There is a criminal aspect a bit. So, what is your view?
Sir, as far as marriages are concerned, sir, if there is any malified intention of any party, either the bride or the groom, of declaring their religion incorrect, sir, then that comes under criminal provisions anyway of fraud. So that should be stringent. But then again, sir, this law should not be weaponized. What we do is, what we see in Rajasthan, particularly in tribal and backward areas of Rajasthan, there is a lot of conflict between the dominant religion and the minorities. This law will ensure that there is harmony and there is declaration that we are not being coerced or we are not being lured.
My last question on economics. India has registered 8.2% GDP in some quarter, the second quarter.
Yes.
Why you think has India has done so well?
So there are multiple reasons for it. Firstly, our manufacturing and service sectors have registered a growth of 9%, which has pulled up the overall GDP data. Second is, sir, the agricultural output was good because the monsoon was good. So the agricultural market did not crash. And third is a statistical anomaly also, sir, because we have sub 1 below the inflation rate, the WPI rate is below 1%. And now when you arrive at real GDP figures, actually the real GDP figures turn out to be higher than nominal. So it is a statistical anomaly as well, sir.
So Mohit, we have asked you quite a few questions from your DAF and otherwise also. Anything which you may have missed out from your DAF, or maybe something, some subject, some topic which you would like us to ask from? One question.
So on data science, sir, I have interned as a data science.
You have done something on data science also. So tell us something about this, the fears of this new act.
Yes.
DPDP Act.
The features?
No, there has been some resentment among people also that their privacy is going to be eroded.
Yes.
And it may go against the right to privacy of the Supreme Court order.
Yes.
I would like your suggestion, your comments on this.
Sir, the contentions are, firstly, the government agencies are given a blanket immunities that they can obtain the private data of the company. Second is, there is a pushback from corporates because government is planning to bring out a blacklist from where the servers cannot operate. And this will be very damaging to startups, Indian startups who use a lot of data. So that is another issue. And third is, it mentions provisions like parental consent for minors, but...
Good, very good. So, Mohit, we are over with the interview.
Yes.
The formal interview is over. The way you should be conducted is cohorty-faced. Now, in order to save time, we are not sending you out and we are ringing you back. So, we'll start the feedback showdown. I'll quickly sum up some of the observations which I have made, and then honorable members will also add from their side what they have observed. So, Mohit, you are very bright. Thank you, sir. You're doing very well. And, of course, the confidence level is pretty high. You could communicate very well. You had good, reasonable knowledge about most of the subjects. Although you need to have a little more depth on the area where you are already working in.
Yes, sir, I will.
Because reason is that most of the questions are likely to be asked of an IPS officer more about, these matters, which we did ask.
Yes, sir.
So you knew a little about everything, but go into the depth and the reasons also. Nice. The honorable member asked you about the digital arrest.
Yes, sir, I was not aware.
I think this is something very, very important, and in fact, you should also know what Supreme Court has mentioned.
Yes, sir, definitely.
States, because states were just sitting silent on it. So they have directed, because CBI, they refuse. CBI states can refuse, you know that?
Yes.
States can say, no, we don't want any CBI interrogation.
Yes.
So Supreme Court has now overruled everyone that whatever is your act and all, we are imposing this.
Yes.
That the states you will also get it conducted.
Yes.
I see. So that is a very important.
I will propose.
That is just a sample, that is. Now your knowledge about your state and your place needs a little more updation. क्या होता है कि वो दिया जाने अंधेरा हो जाता है. आप जिस जगह से आते हो वहाँ से शुरू करते हैं, और शुरू क्यों करते हैं वहाँ से आपको कंफर्ट करने की.
जी सर.
लेकिन वो पता लगता है ज़्यादातर कैंडिडेट कंफर्टेबल की जगह अनकंफर्टेबल हो जाते हैं, बिकॉज दे डोंट नो मच अबाउट अजमेर एंड ऑल. अजय मेरू का आपने कहा कि किसी नाम से, बट मेरू इज़ अ पहाड़.
जी सर.
So since you have gone into that area,
yes,
you should know the facts more clearly.
Yes, sir.
Than what you were mentioned. Another small point, you were structured, you brought out good points, but you were a little loggish.
I understand, sir.
be a little more, precise.
Yes, sir, I will.
Put your points in structured form, less time पे,
Yes.
elaborate मत करिए.
जी सर.
Background तो मत बताइए, वो तो बताना ही नहीं.
जी सर.
Straight come to the point. You are not kind of doing all this, but explain करने में आपका time खुद जा रहा है.
जी.
Explain मत करो.
Okay, sir. I'll work on my baby.
So other time explain to me, is that means this. You have made a point. If I have any issues to further elaborate, get it elaborated and test your knowledge, I would ask another question.
Yes.
Supplementary. But आप एक के बाद explain भी करें, वो we don't prescribe.
Okay, sir.
It's not just for you, it's for everyone. Last small thing, your seating position needs to be a little smarter.
Okay, sir.
पीछे होके
Yes.
स्मार्टली बैठ गया. आप झुक रहे थे यार.
Yes, sir. I'm getting mixed feedback last time. I was sitting like this and was said you should be a bit more forward, but yes, I understand.
आपसे यूपीएससी में ही पूछ लिया था.
नहीं sir, UPSC was तो very comfortable. In the mocks they are doing.
So उसको ध्यान रखो. पता क्या होता है एक्साइटमेंट में आप you want to bend a little सामने कुछ कॉन्फिडेंस इन लोगों को आता है सामने आगे करके जीरो में. So you should just sit straight and your mind should act and you should come out with your best proposition. So in all I would say that and current affairs थोड़े से यार उसको अच्छे से brush up कर लो because एक आध चीज़ आपको current affairs में भी little bit you were found wanting. That's all from my side. Overall very good, shaping very well.
Yes.
And you certainly do well. We'll ask your marks later on. Let's hear other members.
Yeah, one thing we worked on language, Bhasha Prakost.
Yes, sir.
So we do read about this, which should be the national language, that debate about imposing of Hindi in the south.
Yes, sir.
इसका थोड़ा देख लेना. And you're not smiling. IIT कानपुर हो गया, IPS हो गया, अभी भी स्माइल नहीं करोगे तो कब करो.
So right, but I'll be more cheerful. Sir.
ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
So life is good.
Yes.
If you smile, the energy exchange will be in such a manner that you will gain from it.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
The bar will be higher for you because you are from IIT Kanpur. You have studied in Sarvodaya school as well as private school, All Saints school.
Yes, sir.
वो थोड़ा सा सर्वोदय में क्या रहा, वो क्या रहा, somebody may ask,
जी sir.
तो देख लेना.
जी sir.
Number of Sarvodaya schools, whether it has been a successful experiment. जब केंद्रीय बिहार केंद्रीय विद्यालय थे तो फिर क्यों बनाए?
जी.
और स्टेट के अपने भी स्कूल होते हैं. तो जो क्या थी and did the experiment finally succeed or not? What happened?
I will read about it.
Dekhiye. Okay. So that's about all. Which hall?
Hall, sir. So it was hall 10. Then it got converted to hall 12, sir.
Hall.
Hall 2. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Mohit, you have been very good. You answered all my questions very well.
Thank you.
Ajmer also had a railway connection. There is a divisional office there.
Okay, sir.
So be aware of that angle also because you may be asked a question of railway setup in Arper. There is a DRM office there. The DRM term, can you tell us the full form? It's Divisional Railway Manager.
Yes, sir.
That office is there. Yes, so brush up your knowledge.
I'll do it, sir. I was not aware.
That area also. Yes, no doubt from my side.
Right.
Yeah, Mohit, you are good at it. Just your key areas, the key subjects, the 2 or 3 things
Yes.
Those things might be very new because only yesterday Supreme Court came out with the guidelines.
Yes,
so what I would suggest the recent event today, Sanchar Sathi vis-a-vis Pegasus.
Yes.
So please brush up in terms of these recent ideas related to the policing and administration.
Yes.
And these questions are likely to be asked. So be thorough with them and also be thorough with all the helpline numbers. The child helpline, women helpline, cybercrime helpline, 1930-145. The difference is that 1930, your EFIR will be filed.
Okay.
But in 1945, the tracking and act against those who were responsible to commit that cyber fraud,
Yes.
it will be taken care of.
I understand.
What
I'll
the
read about all
yeah,
the helplines.
Yeah. Okay. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
So, Mohit, anything you would like to ask us?
No, sir, I got a lot of working points from today's interview. It was really helpful for me, and I'll certainly go back to my room and read all about it, sir. Thank you so much.
Your dates have not come. You have all the time in the world as of now.
Sir, actually, there is a time crunch because I have to join the training on 5th, and then from morning 4:30 to evening 7 we'll be occupied.
You have taken off for just this mock.
No, sir, I was on extraordinary leave. It's ending on 5th of December. I have taken 1 year leave from.
What if the interview comes later on?
So you'll get a 3-day leave for medical and interview.
Chalo, itna bhi time mile.
Sir, I'll prepare what.
But the stakes are very high, Mohit.
Yes.
So this is my personal device.
Yes.
You know, when you move from IPS to IAS, it will take a lot of triples.
I understand.
तो अभी आप अपने इमीडिएट बॉसेस को बहुत ज़्यादा प्लीज करने के चक्कर में योर द मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव शुड नॉट गेट लिसन्ड. डेफिनेटली सर ध्यान रखना. डोंट उनको भी अनॉय नहीं करना है, बट दे ऑल अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इट मीन्स.
Yes.
वो देखना. सो कितना मिला था आपको लास्ट टाइम?
So it was 201.
Very good.
Yeah.
You deserve. Trust today also we found you very good, but you have to go beyond that.
I will, sir. I have to move beyond that.
कितने मार्क्स से रह गए IAS में?
Sir, it was not because of interview. Like I was 976, but my optional score was very bad last year. It was 238. So the optional set me back.
This time you've done better.
I have tried my hard best, sir. No, sir, same sociology.
So, wish you all the best. You'll make it. Make it. Kill the difference plugged. Yes, not to the better interview.
But thank you so much, sir, for that.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Let us see back there.
Yes, sir.
We'll give marks also there.
Oh, thank you so much, sir.